centered around cryptocurrency.
One local woman says she lost millions to a man who befriended her on an app. The I-Team's chief investigator, Cheryl Fiandaca, talked to the woman who says she wants to warn other people about scammers.
He said his name was Jimmy, handsome, young, and in the U.S. alone. Last October, Cindy Tsai says he accidentally messaged her on WhatsApp.
"Are you Linda from the pet store?" And I messaged back and said, "Wrong number."
That seemingly innocent exchange quickly escalated into Cindy sharing personal information, including her cancer diagnosis.
Very much a comfort for me at that time, because it was just a month ago that I found that I had incurable cancer, and then also going through a divorce at that time. So yes, it was a relationship, I would say. In my mind, it was a relationship.
Hello, family. Welcome back to another episode of Journey to Harmony. I'm your host, Richard Harmon. Today, I have a story about the crypto scam that's currently happening, going on around the country. We've all across the country have seen some form of it, whether you're getting text messages or phone numbers from scam likelies. These are things that people are doing to try to rob people of their hard-earned dollars. There's been a serious uptick in terms of people being scammed online, people being taken advantage of by clicking on links and things of that nature. And this is just really important for us to be in this position of constantly checking and rechecking information and making sure that we are not part of that particular group. So today we want to talk to you about this lady who has lost millions of dollars. She was in a state of, getting ready to die as a result of cancer. She had gone through a divorce, had lost, a significant amount of her health. And she finds someone over the phone. The person sends her a text message, and they ended up, stumbling into some kind of relationship. And she kind of feels like she has a connection with the person. He then sends her off a link and starts showing her some information about the Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and things of that nature. And she ends up falling for it. And in her dying state, in her nature of her falling down with cancer, she ends up losing over $2 million of her investment dollars from the time that she's been working. I'm going to play a video here. We'll watch a little bit of this. If it's your first time joining, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel, and here we go.
Within weeks, Jimmy showed Cindy how much money he was making trading in cryptocurrency and offered to help her invest on the platform he was using.
And I basically said, "Look, I don't need a financial advisor. I am not giving you a dime." So he came back and said, "You're not giving me a dime. This is completely controlled by you." That's when it piqued my interest.
Jimmy gave her a link, and Cindy set up the account.
And they'll click on those hyperlinks. It will take them to a site that is either spoofed or very close to the legitimate site. They've become very sophisticated at making these websites look real when they're not.
What was the total amount you invested?
Everything said and done, $2.5 million.
All of that money now gone. The FBI estimates in 2021, 24,000 people fell victim to these type of scams, losing about $1 billion.
With cryptocurrency, it's different. If you give somebody your digital wallet or your private key that allows them to access that wallet, that is gone instantly. There is no clearing process, so it's very difficult for law enforcement to track that.
Cindy says she became suspicious after having a hard time withdrawing money. But by then, it was too late. A global victim support group says with predators on every social media site, anyone can become a victim.
Everybody has insecurities, and they expose that. And when they find it, they really get you. That's what makes it so insidious.
Cindy, who's a lawyer, admits she saw the red flags.
It's interesting the disconnect between your logical self and your emotional self once you have that relationship. And I think I was probably the most vulnerable in my entire life. I desperately wanted to believe him.
Cindy says as hard as it was to come forward, she did it to raise awareness. She also did file a report with the FBI. It tells us the best way to protect yourself from becoming a victim: don't invest with people you only meet online.
All right, perfect. So again, that's a very tragic story, but one that's becoming very much common. So I wanted to bring this up because 2024 is going to be a year where we can see possibly the stock market possibly rise, possibly fall. It depends on how things roll. Either way, whether you're putting in puts or you're putting in calls, Those are both options that eventually could lead to money. So whether it's if you bet against the stock market and you win money as a result of it falling, or you bet that it's going to go up and you win money of it rising, they're both opportunities to make hands over fist amounts of money. And what's happening is that people are falling prey to some of these particular scams. We live in a society right now where a greater portion of our society is living alone. People are becoming, more and more lonely, looking for people who they can trust, people who they can speak with. And those who are in different states, those who are in different nations, those who are preying on the feelings of those who are alone are getting ahead, and they are stealing people's entire life savings as a result of it. If you're in your 50s and you lose everything, it is difficult at that point to find a place to get back up on the horse, to work out things again, and to move on from there. We see right now with just, after the pandemic, people are using things like social media, whether it's, Instagram or the life. Many people desire to live that relaxed life, and a lot of people had a chance to do that during the pandemic, while they were being paid to basically stay home. And more people were making more money during that time period than they had in their mostly entire lives, and people were really living it up. Now that that money is gone, people are returning to normal life, and we see an uptick in terms of theft. We see an uptick in terms of scammers, things like people using people's credit cards at the restaurants and not and swiping other charges as a result of it while they have their credit card back there. Right now is the time for us to be vigilant in a lot of the things that we're doing, and there's going to be an even greater push as the Bitcoin eventually rises again. I think I can't remember where it's at right now. I'll post a video, a picture of it here, just saying where it currently stands. But the option and the amount of money that some people have made, some people got in when it was at $600 or $700, and they have made millions of dollars as a result of it, which is awesome. BlackRock has recently, instituted in the process of completing a Bitcoin ETF fund, which was going to bring, millions and billions of more dollars into the ETF space as it becomes more of a household investment for those who are in their retirement stages and things of that nature, just to have some portion of Bitcoin allocated to their resources. But again, this is a different time, because as widely understood as what Bitcoin is, I think most people still don't fully grasp the concept, but they just know that a lot of money is being made of it, and they want to be a part of it. So take your time. We've made many of these investments. Make sure you're going to an actual cryptocurrency exchange to purchase your Bitcoin. Make sure you're taking it off and putting it into a cold wallet. A cold wallet is basically a USB drive that is not held on the internet. And make sure you're learning about best practices as best as possible. What are your thoughts on this? Do you own any Bitcoin? Do you feel like this is something that's scamming? We have the story of FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, who was basically just created a Ponzi scheme for the most part. But wherever there's money, wherever there's lots of funds going on, people are going to be there trying to take advantage of others. So thank you so much for joining. Comment below, like, share, and subscribe, and have a good day.